Hey, we're back for DanPlays, and this time we have California games, which is another game that was not actually on my sort of pending list of games that I want to do on this show, but I picked it for today for a few reasons. First, I don't have a lot of time to record right now, so I wanted something relatively quick. Um, Maybe more pertinently, I wanted to do something for this kind of window of time that we're in. As I record this, a couple of days from, literally a couple of days from the start of September. So we're definitely in the shank of the summer, and I wanted to do, kind of a summer game before the season ends, before we get into cool weather. And I'm not complaining about that at all, by the way, because, quite frankly, I can't stand hot weather. But anyway, wanted to do a summer game, and this is kind of a quintessential summer game, I think. California Games, of course, part of Epic's games series, which had summer games, winter games, California games, obviously, world games. Eventually, there was a California games too. Yeah, kind of a big series. Not all of them made it to the NES, but World Games, not necessarily in this order, but World Games, Winter Games, and California Games did. I think all under different publishers, too. Let me think. I guess World Games was also Milton Bradley, as was California. Winter Games was put out by Acclaim. This one's probably the best of them, as far as the NES versions go, at least. Not, I would say, exactly a great game. Some events in this are better than others, so it's a little on the uneven side, but certainly a memorable game. This was one of those games that for some reason it seemed like everybody owned at some point, everybody that had an NES. Certainly everybody I knew that had an NES had California games. And the weirdest thing was, in my experience, nobody bought it new. They were always used copies that everybody had, as is mine, that I'm playing this on right now. Yeah, nobody bought it new that I knew. It was always used. I wonder who was buying the new copies, because obviously somebody had to be, right? Um, so yeah, it was kind of an ubiquitous game. Maybe it just, if you bought an NES, maybe it just materialized in your collection. I don't know. But yeah, California Games, the original version in 1987. I'm honestly not sure what system the original version was on offhand, because this is one of those games that was on, like, every platform, also. The NES version was ported by Rare, which is not surprising. I think all of the Milton Bradley NES games, I think all of them were Rare. If not all of them, certainly almost all of them. I know Time Lord was Rare. This was the version of Marble Madness was ported by Rare. I'm pretty sure Cabal was. So yeah, they were all, like, some of them were arcade ports, but they were all either developed or at least ported by Rare. They were prolific in the NES era. With mixed quality, but there were Rare games published by almost everybody, including Nintendo itself, Slalom and RC Pro-Am notably. Certainly the Milton Bradley lineup. Acclaim had some, LJN had some, like Nightmare on Elm Street, which is actually a pretty decent game as LJN games go. Pirates, the NES version of Pirates, which is one of my favorite games of all time, my number 2 favorite game of all time, in fact. That was ported by Rare. So yeah, they were all over the place on the NES era. So anyway, we're obviously listening to Legally Distinct, Louie Louie here. I'm not sure if it even qualifies as legally distinct, it really is just Louie Louie. But, yeah, there's actually a funny scene, incidentally, involving this song. There's a movie called Coupe de Ville. It was not a big hit, and had kind of middling reviews. But it had some good stuff in it. It was 3 brothers. Daniel Stern was one. I think Patrick Dempsey was another one of the 3. I forget who the third one was. But like the premise was they bought this vintage caddy, like this 50s Cadillac, and they had to drive it across the country to deliver it. I think they bought it for their mom. So it's like a road trip movie. But there was one memorable scene where they were like arguing about the song Louie Louie, and like one brother says, it's a dirty song, another one says it's actually a sea shanty, and it's like the argument goes back and forth. And of course, the funny thing is, it really is a sea shanty if you do look up the lyrics. Obviously, the Kingsman version, you can't understand the lyrics to the point that the FBI had a file open to investigate it, and supposedly that file was never actually officially closed. But the Kingsman version was not the original version of that song, and there are others that you can't understand the lyrics to, and it actually is a sea shanty. But that being said, the Kingsman version, it actually, like, and this was never caught, I don't think. This was never even part of the discussion about, like, the rumors that it was a dirty song. But there is actually one curse word in it, because if you have to kind of wear, you usually kind of have to wear earphones to be able to hear it, but, like, very way down in the mix, there is actually a moment, I don't have a timestamp, but I'm sure you can find it if you look it up. But yeah, there is a point in the song where the drummer dropped his stick, and you can actually audibly, like, way down in the mix, you can hear him yell, "Fuck!" So, yeah, there is actually one curse word in it, but it's not actually a dirty song. Anyway, California games, let's get into it. My thought was, maybe do 2 passes here of all events, and, like, set up score and see if I can beat it. Something like that. So there's the high score table. So there's, 6 events in this, and again, some are better than others. Footbag, which is basically just hacky sack, is probably the best of them. That was always the one I had the most fun with, anyway. The half pipe, the skateboarding one, I could never really do that well, so we'll see how that goes. I should also mention, this is kind of like Kirby, actually. This is another game I haven't played in years and years. So we'll see how good I do, if I even remember any of the controls. So yeah, let's do compete at all events. We'll just do Dan for this one. And you actually get to pick a sponsor, and it was kind of cool at the time. I didn't see this a whole lot, other than games that were licensed by a specific property, but these were all real companies. You didn't see that too much. I guess the only other one I can remember is, like, the Pizza Hut ads in Turtles 2, the arcade game. I'm going to pick Ocean Pacific because in 4th grade, one of my sort of signature look, I had an Ocean Pacific painter's cap that I wore pretty much every day, I think. And, like, my back-to-school photos from that year, I'm wearing that. Along with a glow-in-the-dark Batman, like, Bat Signal t-shirt, purple hammer pants, and Reebok pumps, like probably the cheapest model of Reebok pumps. And you can't see it, but I had, like, this, like, purple and neon green backpack. It looked like the early 90s puked on me. And it was the early 90s, so it was for a reason. But yeah, I'll pick Ocean Pacific. And I don't know, is that brand even still around? I don't know. Oh yeah, we'll just do 2. This is actually a fun game to play with a friend or a couple of friends, like, see who can get the best score. So we're starting with the half pipe, so we'll get this one out of the way. This is the one I could never really do. As you can see. And I get whacked in the back of the head with my, yeah. Too late for kick turn. There we go. I think you can fall twice. Well, that was thoroughly unimpressive. I think that was the I think that was the... that in RC Pro-Am also? Anyway, this was the most fun, the hacky sack or foot bag, and I used to be pretty good at this one. Again, I could never really do I'm definitely out of practice on this too. But, yeah, this was the most fun of them. You actually get bonus points if you manage to hit the seagull. Ooh, that was cool. With that being said, this is something I could never do in real life. I did play hacky sack, and I was never, ever actually good at it. I got the seagull. The jester move. I think you get bonus points if you catch it after it goes off screen. Yeah. Well, let's see what all the moves were. I don't remember how to do some of those. Alright, surfing. This one took a while to figure out, but if I remember right, I think you can actually, if you, well, don't do that. I think with all of the, I think with pretty much all of them, like the skateboarding and the surfing, I think you can wipe out 3 times before you get disqualified. But yeah, there is a way you can kind of, there it is. You kind of angle the board going up and coming down where you can ride the rest of the wave. Yeah, we got this, man. We got this by the ass. Basically everything I learned, I know about surfing. I've never done it in real life, but everything I know about surfing I learned from a little movie called Surfing Ninjas. And from that, apparently all you need to know to be able to surf is bend your knees, use your arms. Right, Tammy? Oh, the third reason I wanted to do this one, by the way, like do something quick, past, again, not having a lot of time and wanting to do a summer game. As you may have noticed, I have a new earpiece, headphone slash microphone that I wanted to try out, so I figured I'd do that with something short. So yeah, I figured I'd do that with something short too, see how it comes out audio-wise. So yeah, you may have noticed I have the whole like Madonna and Britney Spears single earphone with microphone. Which my last several videos, I have been using like a stick microphone, but I stopped using that and was just using the onboard mic on the computer, and that was not really good sound quality. So I wanted something better, and this, so I don't need to worry about scrounging up another USB port or anything. So yeah, we'll see how the sound quality is. Anyway, so yeah, roller skating. This was a fun one too. I actually at one time was pretty good at this, and it's kind of like you just have to avoid the obstacles and not fall like that. Obviously, the one odd bit is that it's A is what you use to like move forward, and B is jump. So it's yeah, so much for that. We'll see if we can do that one. The BMX one was kind of fun too because you can do various tricks on that. Once again, B is jump, so it's one of those games where you kind of have to like reprogram your own head to match the control scheme. It kind of goes against what your instinct from the majority of other NES games is. Yeah, so much for that. We'll see if we can do better on the. We'll do another pass and see if that goes any better. So the flying disc or frisbee. It's kind of like a lot of like old school golf games, probably even some new golf games use this type of control scheme where it has the slider that goes back and forth to allow you to set the speed and angle. But yeah, so a lot of golf games did that, and they probably still do. It was kind of standard for a long time for golf games for whatever reason. It usually worked. Also, like some of the bonus games in Double Dare did that. I did that on here a long time ago. The one joke we always had with this, you'll see when we see her on screen. It's obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but I assume it's supposed to be just, a couple, like a guy and his significant other or whatever. But the way she's drawn, we always joke that the girl that's trying to catch the frisbee looks like the guy's mom. So, yeah. Alright, so let's get a good throw here. I missed the speed on that one. I don't remember if you get more than one throw per round. I think you do. Alright, let's see. Can you get that any better? Oh yeah, that was a good throw. But then, of course, you want to try to catch it on the other end, so you can see the positioning of the partner. She just eats dirt. I should do caveman games sometime too. That's kind of a fun, goofy take on like the sports mini game genre. Oh, damn! I got a few points on that. All right, so let's see if we can do any better than that on one more pass. This will be a short one anyway. But, yeah, that's correct. All right. Yeah, I never really had the controls down on this. Like, I didn't wipe out that time, but a really unimpressive performance. I think it did get more points this time. Yeah. Well, that would have been more impressive if I actually hit it. One issue with the Jester move, I don't think there's any way to catch it. And this is like the Golden Gate Bridge. The backgrounds are nice, and this is like the Golden Gate Bridge there, and Alcatraz in the background. So you get like a lot of California settings. The Hollywood sign and the half-pipe event. Okay, kind of had a good run there going. The flying disc, the Frisbee one, I assume that's supposed to be like NorCal. That's that. And the roller skating's probably like Venice Beach, right? There's like a big California push in popular culture in the 80s that this game kind of tapped into. Of course, it's also where Jimmy and the Wizard wanted to go. California! So, I don't remember what my score was. You can check the video, of course, but that's, I think, a way higher score than the first time. Oh, well, here you go. Actually, is it? Yeah, new record. I guess I didn't get more points on the half-pipe last time. Alright, so, surfing. They actually did pretty good on this the first time. Good jump there. And wiped out. Uh-oh. Forgot about that, the shark. I think that's just random, the shark that pops up. That one up. What was it? TNC Surf Designs that had the surfing where it's like a cat and a tuxedo. I think it was supposed to be a wetsuit, but the way it was drawn, it looked like a tuxedo. And there are actually two TNC Surf Designs games, right there. I only have the one, Wood and Water Rage, which is the more common of them. But what was the other one? Which I don't have. Rilla's Surfari. I think that was more of a platformer. I could be wrong on that. But I don't think it was like the mini-game compilation like the original TNC or like this. Oh, Shark ate me again, I guess. 7.0. I think it was like 7.1 on the last run. Alright, skating. Yeah, again, I assume this is supposed to be like Venice Beach or something like that. You can kind of do. I don't think you get extra points for it, but you can do like a spinning jump. And then fall. This poor girl, you know, she's doing this with, you know, no protective gear, just her roller skates and wearing like just a t-shirt and like hot pants. And just getting shredded on this, like, hot beach sidewalk. It must be, like, low-key one of the toughest video game characters, right? Oh. That must have felt pretty, pretty nasty. Yeah. Didn't do so well on that. I actually used to be able to get to the end of the track on that. But, obviously not anymore. Yeah, let's see if we can at least do better on the, That was great! Too bad, Hotshot. I just, like that was such an epic wipeout, it just didn't even bother giving me another another chance, I guess. Anyway, let's see if I can actually catch this damn thing. I'm just wiped out on this turret. Actually thought I was gonna catch it that time. I think you get bonus points if you manage to actually catch it on the playback. Got it! Nice. Alright, so yeah, I think I actually set the high score on the foot bag for that second run, so that was pretty good. Yeah, the foot bag is definitely the most fun. But yeah, definitely a game of its time, I would say. A memorable game. Is it a great game? You know, not really, other than... I would say the foot bag, and the roller skating, and... I mean, the BMX and the flying disc are good, too. Like, those last four, well, foot bag, skating, flying disc, maybe to a slightly lesser degree BMX, those are pretty good. Surfing is... like, it's playable. It's not the most exciting. It's cooler looking than it is playing, I would say. And the half-pipe, for some reason, like, I've read the controls, I even reviewed the manual before I started playing this. I never knew the half-pipe one, for some reason. If anybody has any tips for that, put them in the comments. I welcome it. But yeah, anyway, that's I think, enough for this run of California games. Which is, what, 23 minutes? That's a pretty good runtime for a quick game like this. So, quick episode this time. We'll do something a little meatier next time. Tentatively, kind of thinking of giving Journey to Silius a run, but I'm not going to say definitively because, you know, as has happened recently, I just tend to not been following my list of games that I have penciled in for this. So we'll do Journey to Silius at some point, for sure, but maybe next time, maybe not, we'll see. Still want to do that Mario 3 Japanese version. I definitely don't have time for that right now. Yeah, what else? Final Fantasy VII, that's, I think... Do I want to do 7 or do I want to do 4 next? Probably 7. Kind of feeling like playing the original version of 7 again. So, yeah, the next long-form video, whenever I get around to that, will be Final Fantasy VII, I think. But I'll probably do other things for that. So, we'll get in that Journey to Silius, which I might be a little rusty on. I might even give it a few passes before recording, just to make sure I can still beat it. But when you know what you're doing, that's a pretty short game, too. That's probably within half an hour, 35 minutes or so at the absolute most. I can get that one done in. So, anyway, there's stuff coming down the pike, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. We'll see you again sometime soon. And again, hopefully the audio on this mic, we'll see how it comes out. But hopefully that's an improvement over my last several videos. Oh, I still want to do Pirate's Gold, a redo of that one too. Maybe I'll try to do that one next. Anyway. Have a good night. Hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. See ya.